Welcome. My name is Annus, and the app that I've created for this pitch presentation for level 3 of Mind Studio is called Smart Classroom Solutions, Enhancing Teacher Efficiency through AI-powered applications. Now, teachers working in K through 12, in higher education, in special education, or any other teaching context know that they have to deal with a lot of tasks that are just marginally linked with the teaching. So even though their primary purpose for which they're hired is to teach students, to engage with students, but they spend a lot of time outside of the class every day, and that accumulates over time. So they're spending time on lesson planning, designing the course, grading, classroom management. So like grading, sometimes it can be very monotonous. You have to check you have 50 students in the class. If you give them a subjective question, you have to teach, uh, see or grade every question. And then, as we all know, since we're humans, our productivity declines over time. So if I have 50 exams to grade, my productivity in the first 10 exams would be higher, but by the time I reach to the 40th, 50th, I will not be as productive. So the grading would not be consistent, especially in subjective question. In objective question, it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of time because there is a question and there is a definite answer in MCQ. So there is a place here, a need for automation, especially for those low-level tasks. Now, what happens because of all of these tasks is that it leads to inefficiencies like extended work hours. And teachers have to spend time on weekends after office hours to create these components, to give feedback and send them over to students because there's some deadlines as well that instructors have to maintain. Examples, uh, giving or sending in their grades like that. And that leads to not only stress in their professional life, but also personal life as well, where instructor goes home and they're like, I have to check these many quizzes, I have to do this, do that. So even if we do not focus on that, the time that instructor spends on these administrative tasks that are unrelated to teaching takes the time away from the instructor that he or she could spend with the students. So an instructor could, if save the time, can personalize their interaction with the students to help them guide more. And that time spent will be more productive than spending it on grading. So now to solve these problems, I've come up with an AI-powered teacher efficiency suite that's built in Mind Studio platform. It's a no-code platform. It's an abstraction layer on top of large language models that people can use to build AI applications. Now, initially, the applications that I have built in are 5 AI applications. And this suite is flexible, so you can add more applications, you can add complex applications, you can add applications on top of applications, like they could be complex workflows. So let's talk about the apps that I've developed. The first is the grading TA or teaching assistant. So it automates the grading to save time and ensure consistency. Let's say you give an question and answers to objective questions to LLM, and then you give the answers, and LLM automatically grades that test. Now, since it's an objective, I don't see any ethical problems there. The other thing could be automating subjective quizzes. So the benefit of using this tool would be consistency. Even if there are 100 students, AI does not get tired. So there will be consistency in the marks that will be scored according to the rubric that the instructor would have designed. So that's a good thing. And now I'm not saying that we just use this feedback and give it to the students. Instructors look at it, revise it, add to it with their domain knowledge and expertise, and then send it out to students. So at least it saves them the initial couple of hours, especially in assignments like research proposal, where students have to turn in an assignment of 10,000 words and they have to submit drafts of the assignment, and there are multiple students in a class who are submitting different drafts. So instructors has to read thousands, hundreds and thousands of words. So that this application would save time there. And I've built the application that can grade those written tasks as well. So the second is Insight TA. It analyzes the video transcripts to provide teaching and research insights. Now, every day, especially in the AI sphere, we have updates coming in, and it's difficult for instructors to keep track of all of those tools and things that's happening in that space. Let's say an instructor come across a video which is useful to them. It's 3 hours long, and the only nugget of useful information they'll be get would be somewhere in there in the 10 minutes, but instructors do not know that. So what they can do is they can download the video from YouTube or any other platform. I mean the transcript for the video, feed that transcript into this AI powered app. And this app would be personalized to the instructor based on their education, teaching, and research. So it will know the instructor, they'll know the CV, the research philosophy, the teaching philosophy, the subjects they're teaching, how they're graded, and then it will derive the insights from the transcript personalized to the instructor. So it's not just a summary of a transcript, which LLMs can already do, but it's an intersection of insights related to instructors' expertise. So that's how instructors can keep up to date with latest things that is happening in the technology space. Now, instructors have to generate quizzes as well. A lot of the textbooks do come with test banks and already made quizzes, but I've seen a lot of textbooks that do not. So instructors have to spend a lot of time coming up with the wording of the question, the answers, whether the answers are mutually exclusive, whether they're following the best practices, whether it's clear or not. So what you can do is feed the AI-powered application and with the material you want to test the students on, and provided a template of best practices of what kind of questions you wanted to generate and the format you want to generate it in. And then this AI app will generate the questions for you, and it can grade the questions as well. I mean, it potentially can. The fourth application is a headless application, which you can make in Mind Studio, which means a teacher is not interacting with the AI. You cannot see the AI. There is no front end to interact with, but there is AI is running in the background. And this AI application is automated using third-party software. Like in this particular case, it's Zapier. You could do it with other automation tools like make.com or some others, whereby, let's say, students sometime wait till the last second to email their instructors, and they're sometimes nervous and they want a quick answer. And let's say a student is working in a course with the course code PAF 502, Public Service Research Methods, which I teach at Arizona State University, master's level. They send me an email with PAF 502, and then in the email body, they add the problem. They mention, I need an answer to this. I'm facing this problem. The deadline is today. The AI app, uh, it will AI app will run the automation and see and decide if that message is an urgent message or not. On a scale of 1 to 10, let's say the message I've said, if a message urgency is 8 or above, send me a message in Slack that I have an email that I need to respond urgently. So that's an AI automation, and you're linking it with Zapier. So there is a trigger in Zapier. Email comes in, a Zap is created, some information like message, who is it from, is sent to Mind Studio. Mind Studio runs the headless application, and then it does what it asks you to do. So like Slack integrations, Discord integration, or whatever you want. So it can help answering students' queries in real time, and it can also be customized to some other things like send me an email if a new video is uploaded in this website, on YouTube, on this site I like. So you can customize this as well. And the fifth part is lesson planner TA. Now, as teachers, we know that we prefer to teach in a particular style. So I'm a quantitative methods person. I like to give quantitative methods example, but not many students can relate with that because they might be interested in qualitative research. But I might not have those examples to relate with those students. This lesson planner TA helps in preparing two things: varied examples, varied explanations, which instructors can use to prepare the lecture and then can go into the class. And if students want more example or they know that some student is struggling, instructors can change their teaching style in real time. So in lesson planner TA, you give this application transcript of videos. Actually, this description is a bit wrong. Analyzes YouTube videos and provides relevant insights for teaching and research. Oh, so this is a bit wrong. Let me correct it. Okay. So it will generate examples and explanations for a topic that you will give it to. Let's say I'm interested in talking about internal validity. So I will give the topic to the AI. It will search some website, third-party integration like Google or some other website that you have given it to. Uh, Bring in some extra information, use it as context, get some more information from LLM, and then generate different examples and explanations for the student. Here we go. Give me a second. Okay. So now we know what the pain points of instructors are, what our app can do to help instructors, right? Now, what are benefits of this application? It will increase the efficiency and effectiveness of teachers. It will promote equity in the classroom, personalized feedback, individual attention. It will improve the teaching quality, make it more consistent. You can make it more detailed, and less detailed, you can make it based on that. It frees up time to engage with students at a personal level to understand what particular problem an individual student is facing and what can instructor do to help with that. So, as we all know, that AI market is growing exponentially every other month. So there is a lot of opportunity, not in AI, just AI market, in the higher education market as well. The global education technology market is expected to reach to 404 billion by 2025, achieving growth rate of 16% from 2020 to 2025. So it's a big market. It's a big opportunity that we can cater into. But in addition to these economic numbers, it's really important to focus on the pain points of teachers and how it can be useful to teachers and to students. Now, the investment on this AI is relatively low as compared to the returns that are expected from this AI. And this business will be ROI positive in the first few months after it's made. So there are some costs like product development, marketing, operational, data integration, miscellaneous, and all that may increase up to $160,000. Now you can have major cost would be the platform that you're using and the API costs and the time spent on building this cost. Those will be the major, followed by maybe marketing. Now, it's expected to generate net profit of 0.8 million in first year and 1.7 million in the next year. And the revenue is supposed to increase over time because the costs of LLM, they're going down. And I think the benefits that you would get in return, they're going up as the models are becoming better and better day by day. So it's reasonable to assume that net profits will increase exponentially. Now, why am I the right person to come up with this idea, or how did I come up with this idea, and what makes me suitable for this business as opposed to someone else is because I am in this space. I am an assistant teaching professor at Arizona State University. I have taught in United States, Mississippi State University. I'm teaching at Arizona State University, and I've taught in Pakistan as well. So I have the domain knowledge and expertise of the problems that teachers face because I am facing these problems. And I can tell you that the five solution is just the start. Teachers face a lot more problems and a lot more apps can be built to help those problems and can be customized to universities and different departments. So I think that makes me the right person to start this business and to work on this particular problem. I'm also working at on a teaching innovation grant, which is called AI Empowered Teaching and Learning, a New Paradigm, which is funded by Arizona State University. In this grant, I am coming up with novel solutions using AIs to help teachers to build a model that can later be scaled. And I think this model can be scaled. And I teach courses at undergraduate and graduate levels. related to research methods, public administration, public policy, information technology, and emergency management. And I can see how these apps can be used in these courses generally, and some specific apps can be designed to automate some of the workflows in these particular courses. So the apps can be customized based on university, department, faculty. So you can really drill down to a particular use case. And this is the beauty of Mind Studio and AI applications to do that. So the implementation plan for this building the suite is that the development phase will take 1 to 2 months. Minimum viable product can be made, I guess, in a couple of weeks, and then you can test it more and improve it. And you can make all 5 applications, make it customizable, add more information, add more apps. Then the remaining 1 or 2 months can be used to test and use it for quality assurance, and then to formally launch the model, the application after the beta testing, so that there are no edge cases or wrong output from the application. So that's the implementation plan. So the smart classroom solutions is poised to capitalize on the growing demand for educational digital solutions. The domain knowledge and experience the team, which is I, bring in, positions us in a unique position for helping solve this particular problem. And I think our initiative will drive substantial value to our clients and stakeholders as well. Now, if you have any more questions, you can email me at annusazhar@gmail.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn as well. Thank you so much. Hello, welcome. My name is Anas Azhar, and today I'll be going over the the smart classroom suite that I have designed in Mind Studio. It's a collection of 5 different apps performing 5 different functions within the Mind Studio. So when someone will, as I'll open this app, you can see it says the AI app aims to streamline and automate critical aspects of a teacher's workday, enhancing teacher efficiency, reducing administrative burden, and providing more time for personalized student interaction, professional development, and effective teaching. So teachers spent a lot of time on activities that are not necessarily teaching, preparing for teaching, or even talking to students. They have to do a lot of administrative tasks. This suite is designed to automate some of those tasks. It's built in Mind Studio, which is a no-code platform in which you can build AI application. And you can think of it as an abstraction layer on top of large language models. So Mind Studio will talk to the large language model. You just talk to the Mind Studio using no code or even low code if you have to go very advanced in making AI automations. So let's get started. Here you can see when a user comes in, it says, "Hi, I'm your personal teaching assistant, OTA. My job is to help you in your daily teaching activities. What can I help you with today?" And the user or the teacher or the human can select grading, insights, quiz generation, urgent mail notification, or lesson planning. Now, these are 5 workflows that I've built in Mind Studio. You can build multiple workflows as well based on your own requirements. Let's go to the first. The user can select first the grading. It says, "I'm your grading TA. My job is to do initial grading of the assignments for you. Later, you can edit the grading as you see fit." So human in the loop. "I will provide suggestions on how students can improve the assignments to score better marks." Good. Let's click next. Upload the assignment you want me to create. So let's go to app one and upload a research proposal that I've built up in using ChatGPT. Okay. File uploaded. Now upload the rubric for this assignment. How do you want to create this assignment? Let's upload a rubric that's already designed and see how the assignment scores on the rubric. Okay. So on the left side, we see component, and on the right side, we see score. On the left side, we see component of the rubric, proposal overview, justification for hypothesis, supporting evidence, methodology, grammar, overall score, and then feedback, personalized feedback that can be used to improve the assignment, and then overall feedback, right? So this could be considered as a first draft that instructor can have, and then they can provide even more personalized feedback based on their domain knowledge and expertise. Now, let's go to the grading part again and upload another proposal, which is a bit more detailed. And then I'll upload the same rubric as before. Now you can make these variables as global variables. But since the point of this suite is that every time instructors come in, they can upload new assignments, new rubrics. So I did not make these as global variables. So in global variables, you just have to set them once, and then you do not have to keep changing the variables. So here you can see again the assignment is scored, and it gets more score than before because this was a bit more, this was an actual assignment that I uploaded. And it provides again proposal overview, justification for hypothesis, supporting evidence, review of literature, each and every section. Overall, this is an excellent proposal. The detailed and thoughtful approach to understanding the perceptions of poverty in Mississippi is commendable. Great. I wrote this proposal. Let's move on. We'll go to new thread, and then the app will restart. Now, again, I'll select insights. Okay. The assistant takes a transcript of a video provided by the human and then generate three insights related to teaching and three insights related to research. The purpose is to help humans take current best practices from around the world and improve their own teaching and research. Now, every day, new data, new information is coming in. It's overwhelming. There are videos 1 hour long, 3 hour long, and so much that instructors do not have enough time to watch those videos, especially if not all those 3 hours are relevant. There might be 5 minutes of nugget in there. But so what this AI does is you download the transcript, let's say from YouTube, and give this AI the transcript. But it will not give you generic answers of like summarization from the transcript. It's going to personalize for you. How can it personalize it for you? Because you're going to give it some of your documents. Now I'm going to upload my detailed CV. Okay. Then I'm going to upload the research details, some of my publications, what is my research agenda. So kind of couple of pages related to your research. And every instructor can customize them for their own use. Now, upload your teaching information. Here you can give the name of the courses you are teaching, their course description, catalog information, schedule, your teaching philosophy, and sample syllabi if you want. So it's up to you. Anything related to teaching, which is unique to you, you can upload here. And now it's going to ask for a transcript, which I'm going to upload. Let's say, so I've uploaded a transcript of a TED video, which talks about teaching. So let's see how it personalizes the insights from that TED talk to my teaching and research interests. So it's doing that, giving the extensive information provided about your professional background, teaching experience, research interests, and personalized insights and responses are as follows. Okay. Three teaching insights and three research insights from the original data. Insight number one, embracing the 5 C's in teaching and research. Insight number two, transitioning to a student-centered classroom. Insight number three, the power of passion and genuine care in teaching. Then it explains those insights, then it personalizes them according to my research interests, such as generative AI, public administration, things like that. So it knows what my interests are and what would be relevant to me based on that transcript. So it doesn't give me random insights. It gives me the insights that are intersecting with my documents. So I think it's pretty neat. And you can even automate this whole process. A video is uploaded in a YouTube page. A transcript is automatically downloaded, is fed into your AI. Insights are generated. A message is sent in your Slack. All of it can be automated. I haven't done that here because this particular suite is kind of like minimum viable product, which has flexibility to be improved a lot. So this is just the basic things that you can do. Okay, let's move on. Again, I'll go to a new thread. Okay, so I'll go into a new thread and move over to our next app, quiz generation app. Assessing students' performance is time consuming. This app will streamline this process and generate quiz from your course content and personalize for your needs. Now, a lot of the books come with pre-made quizzes and tests, but some books do not. In that case, you can use this app. Or if you want to personalize the quiz generation process based on your teaching style, you can again use this app. What do? We upload the document you are testing the student on, which is, let's say, a chapter of a book, an article, a blog, anything. It will ask you whether you are teaching undergraduate students or graduate students. Then it will personalize your quiz generation based on that. Let's say undergraduate. It will ask you what is the difficulty level of the quiz questions. Easy, medium, difficult, or do you want to make a random combination of easy, medium, or hard questions? Let's make a random combination of easy, medium, and hard question. Now, the app has been told to to make 5 true false questions and 5 multiple choice questions, and also give its answers as well. Now it's giving this kind of question because I've uploaded the first chapter of the book, which has introduction about the authors as well. That's why you see these kind of questions. But otherwise, it has done its job. Now you can ask it to calculate 50 questions, 100 questions, true, false, multiple choice, or even subjective questions, and it will do that. So you just have to change the app a little bit. Let's now move to our fourth app, which is a headless application. It is a headless application because users are not interacting with the app. It's running in the background. It's automating a workflow and is being integrated with third parties, apps like Zapier, Slack, and Gmail. It's using Zapier to automate something. So now it's going to streamline and automate key aspects of a teacher's workday in order to enhance teacher efficiency, reduce administrative burden, provide more time for personalized interaction. The suite will integrate with third-party apps if needed, like Zapier, Slack, Gmail. Okay. So what this app does is, let's say I receive an email from a student regarding a course, and I tell my students to mention which course they are referring to. So let's say they're taking the course of PAF 502 Master's Level Public Service Research Methods that I'm teaching. So in the subject line, they'll mention PAF 502. I can put a filter whereby Zapier will look at all my incoming emails and will query if PAF 502 is present in the subject line or in the body. If it is, number one, that is number one condition. Number two, the second condition is, and that message is urgent. Only then it will generate a trigger and start a workflow in Mind Studio. If the message is not from a course or does not contain that course code, and if the message is also not urgent, then it will not run this workflow. So students cannot see this app. I cannot see this app. I just receive a message in Slack like this. So, so, so this message is urgent. Uros is saying the app link is not working. He cannot look at the video. So this is urgent. This is categorized as urgent. There are some messages which are not urgent, simple, and you can choose not to send them. And then you can customize this for any query, anything. It can be send me an email if it's from a business or if it's from a job. or something like that. And I'll show you the how I built this automation as well in the background. Let's start or move actually to the app number 5, which is lesson planning. Hi, I'm your TA. My job is to help you in your daily teaching activities. What can I help you with? So we all know as teachers, our students come from diverse backgrounds, and every student is different from other, and their learning style is a different from other. But teachers normally have one sort of teaching style, not all. So let's say if I'm a quantitative person, I'll give an example that is quantitative in nature because I can relate to that. But there are some students who might be interested in qualitative example. So it would be a good idea for a teacher to come up with different varied examples so that they can teach students who come from different backgrounds. Now, that's why what I've done is I'll give a topic to this app and I'll ask it to generate different examples, which could be easy, medium, or hard examples, or give it explanation which is creative, which is technical, which is numeric, which is general. So I go to the class prepared with different examples, and if students want different example, then I can give them. Sometimes students say, "Can you give me a different example?" So why not? I can even open the app there and then and ask student, okay, what do you like? Student can say, I like playing, I like swimming, and I enter swimming, and it will explain the concept based on swimming. So that's pretty neat. Let's go to example generation. So let's ask, what is internal validity? Validity. Now, it can give me different examples, but I've added one more thing into that, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. So I was just trying to use a custom function in, now it says it's searching. What is it searching? It's using a custom function, Google, and it's searching the web. So here it gives you an example, uh, brief explanation, example 1, which is technical example explanation for detailed oriented student. Great. And it cut off. I'll provide more examples, separate responses. Okay, we can continue the chat if we click on next. But let's go to example. Did I select explanation or example? Let's do one more. Lesson planning, example generator. What is examples? So it's processing, it will search. Okay. It's giving a bit error, and I'll tell you why. Normally, I've put in a custom function which goes to Google and searches for internal validity, gets the results, and then try to give customized responses, which is not needed in this case because most of the questions that I will ask are pretty general. So this LLM would have been trained on it. I just wanted to use a custom function in it. That's why I put it here. It's not effective, so we can exclude that. So what it does is it takes my query of what is internal validity, goes to Google, searches for some internal validity. It has first page, little bit of context, and then it provides you a varied examples, right? And I can even show you that. Let's open up the back end and see how all of these apps are working. So first, let me go to debugger and see what happened in the last instance of where it gave an error. So here in the debugger, we can see everything that's happening, how my app is talking to Mind Studio, how Mind Studio is talking to LLMs. Okay. Let's see here. It ran the text. What is internal validity? But it did not, it found this on Google. And none of it, this is related to internal validity. Now, what you can do is instead of just saying go to google.com, go to a particular website dedicated to that particular subject. Then it will not give an error and then it will be more personalized. So now I just have to change of this app going to Google, going to a particular website like JSTOR, your library, or some other search engine. And that's why I didn't have a context. So it gave me an error like I cannot give you an answer. Okay. So this was just debugger of how you debug something. Let's go to Explorer and go to our apps and go to main workflow. So this is our main workflow. Here you can see I have start of an app, display a text, which is the 5 options you saw initially in the video. Oh, sorry, display the text of what this app is all about. Then the menu was the 5 options. Depending on which option you chose, the app would take you to that particular workflow. So this is the first tab, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So if you chose fourth, it would take you to this jump block or to this workflow. On the left-hand side, you see we have data sources, functions, user input, and workflows. In data sources, you see that I uploaded a guide. So this guide is used for RAG functionality. Remember in the quiz generation process, I asked for true, false, multiple choice questions. I uploaded a sample file to show the app of how exactly I wanted my true, false, and multiple choice question to be structured and how I wanted the answers. So initially I built the app in very easily, but then I had to spend like few hours of how exactly I wanted my output to be because I wanted it in a particular way. And I also wanted one automation to fed into another automation to go into some other automation. So those are best practices, but outside the scope of this particular demonstration. In functions, I'm using Google search function. It's a custom function. And then Slack webhook. And then for external automation, I'm using Zapier. Now you can use the functions that are uh, provided built in by some users, or you can build your own if you know JavaScript, right? And it's pretty easy to do that. It's relatively easy to do that as well. In user inputs, these are all the variables that I had to upload every time I was using an app. You could make some of these variables global, but I chose not to do that. And then you see workflows. This is your entry workflow, which is your main workflow, this workflow. And then you can go to different workflow like example generator workflow, which is this workflow, which is using Google custom function. Explanation generator is again using custom function. And then grading TA, then insights TA is using a logic as well. And you can use logic in natural language as well, in addition to mathematical. So I'm also using here logic block. Then in lesson planning TA, I have 2 further jump blocks, which take you to example and explanation. And then in urgent mail automation, you have Slack, and then you have integration with Zapier. So when the trigger comes, Zapier sends the information to this app. This variable will catch that information, assign it to a variable, and things like that. So this is a pretty high-level overview of the app that I have. You can change the model settings. It's Mind Studio's model agnostic. You can choose any of these dozen models, and now you can even choose multi-model models, multi-modality models, image model, audio models, things like that. So that's a pretty good thing. And in different workflows, you can use different models. And now I think they came up with a functionality whereby the models work simultaneously and you choose the best model for something. I have to look at that. So you can change the temperature, max response size, and then you have other things as well. You have profiler where you can compare how Claude 3 Haiku would work as compared to GPT-4o, this. And then you can see which one model works better and you can incorporate that in your own workflow, which is also pretty neat. So other than that, let me just summarize. This is a smart classroom suite, has multiple applications for teachers to help them focus more on teaching as opposed to administrative tasks. And if a school or a college or a university implements this app, it can save a lot of instructors' time and improve productivity. And I think if this kind of app is used, it will be ROI positive in the first year. So that's it from me. If you have any more questions, let me know at annusazhar@hotmail.com. Um, and I'm open to feedback and open to improving this app. I want to, this is just a basic version. I'll build more automations on top of this and make it, because I'm an assistant teaching professor at Arizona State University. I teach courses. So when I wanted to come up with 5 use cases, I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because I knew what I wanted to, because I've faced these problems and I had the domain knowledge and expertise. And then it was a matter of time of learning how to use Mind Studio. So that's it. And thank you much. Thank you very much.